Come in, old souls. Are we touching? Fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. I'd like to step in for Scrying. Hello, old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. My name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to drop some ink in Sacred Sepia, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on Tarot and Oracle. And where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have GhostTube kick in for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient auric adventures. Overall, please do receive or release freely. Thank you for being here, for your time, attention, awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. All right, when you're ready, let's go. All right, you know the drill. We're here to create a portal to perceive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. Always feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel, as your insights do expand the iScry experience. Oh, old souls, I am apparently working in reverse. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, and now we're going back. Okay. Everything is below. iScry.ca if you want to maneuver for personals. See what services are up. Or you can head to the shop at iScry.ca. Whatever feels good to you. All right, when you're ready, old souls. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of fellow old souls, thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right, here's our portal. If you are taking a screenshot, personal use only. Tablets. Oh, okay. Can we get a little, is that, no, that might not be. Hold on a second, guys, sorry. Apologies. Can we get a little bit more of a, there we go. Okay, so first and foremost, sorry, when I was setting up, the name Gregory came in, if that name means anything to anyone. Something about tablets are here, and this just turned, you know, like three-dimensionally, like if you're drawing something, and like I was going in a room, so there's a door, and this door has someone human and a very large spirit, comparing in size to the human expression. So this could be you, this could be somebody you're helping. This human expression, so earthly expression is at the corner of a, you know, like nobody puts baby in a corner. Maybe you've put yourself in a corner. Maybe you can sense where you're kind of like in a Eepy Cray way, like Blair Witch in a corner. Is it the Blair Witch? Just like kind of standing there. There also could be a sensation of like a timeout or grounded, depending on how you were punished as a kid, right? Like go stand in the corner for a bit. There's also, there's lots coming through because I feel like, whoop, I walked right in there. There's this sensation of, you know, like in a video game and they're walking and then you hit like a wall or something, but they're kind of like in between it and they just at the wall. Now this person isn't moving, whoever this earthly expression is, whether you resonate in moving through grief or whatever channel, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, whatever this is, whatever this corner is. Now, while I say corner, I also want to note that it's also like if that was the corner and the person's like standing here, it's also a pinnacle. It's just something about the perspective, being inside of it versus outside of it. And then there's like this greater than, less than kind of concept about it. I also want to know, because I went right through the door, something about this dimensional space of somebody in the unobstructed universe It's all one universe, unobstructed, in spirit form, energy form, call it what you will, to the earthly expression form. Okay, there's also something coming through about, and I'll be very sensitive about it, and forgive me if I'm saying it incorrectly, but there's something about like I don't know if it's like Tibetan or whatever other culture concept that brings up the swastika as a positive thing, and it has like a very powerful spiritual meaning. And then there's a shift in it in regards to the swastika that we know in regards to, or in other times, in other contexts. Again, I'm trying to tread carefully, mindfully, but hopefully you know what I'm saying. So I'm landing with the first one that I led with, the other meaning that was there long before. And there's some, I don't know, but if there's something about a tilt, something about that shift again. So whatever that meaning might mean for you. I'm also receiving this spirit of sorts right here. They have their hands, they're connected at my feet to about my belly button. There's something being cleaned. It feels like a cleaning, you know, like those straw cleaner things, like a pipe cleaner. That's kind of what it feels like. But then it's pretty clear up until the next connection is at my head. And it's like this. It may be Aquarius or the elements of Aquarius or the age of Aquarius. I believe. Are we in Aquarian times? I don't know. But they're like holding me right about here. But it feels... Okay, when I jump into a loved one quite specifically, it's like if somebody was holding your face and it's like, I'm right here. I'm right here with you. I am right here. And where in size scope, I am right with you. Like if it's your head, it's their, what we would consider a heart space expression. Could even be like a guide. It kind of gets me a little welly when I step into that. And I mean welly in a good way. There's also a character. I've got too many pointing devices happening here. Right about here. Something's being kicked out. Kicked out. I do feel like it's my shadow space. My shadow is very sacred. My shadow is, okay, so there's, how do I say? The shadow has created the cutout for this to happen. So maybe this is in subconscious realm, or you're very aware of your shadow's ability to create containers, to have like this portal tablet, but it's like I don't know if the information's being exchanged, like it's not telepathy, but it's like an exchange. You know, if you were to see like an old school mind reader and they'd be like, oh, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling. That's what it feels like. It feels like this kind of energy being exchanged. Something about a staple. I don't know if it's a staple remover or like something that's no
thanks.
One moment. Like household staple, does that make sense? Am I yeah, household staple, or something that's a staple, holding something together, but it's open. It's not like one's, I don't know why I feel the need to like draw my randomness for you, but you know, like if a staple was like done, like it does those curly Q things, right? Well, this one on one end, it's completely straight and only one end has still a little bit of a curl. And I think it's like I see pages. Like if I was to staple this and at the back, one is open, it's like leaflets. And then I'm in that movie. Oh, I'm very, very chilly. What is that movie called? American Beauty, maybe? American Beauty.
Martin.
So I don't know. Hello, Martin. I don't know if there's like pages of the history book or tablets. There's something about information that's coming in, but then there's also like other information. It feels like at the back of the book, or maybe it's history, my history. And I'm letting those go. Okay. Whew, sorry, I'm so chilly. So chilly. What else do we got going on here? Oh, I got
Trash.
taking out the trash. Take out the papers and the trash. Oh, you don't get no spending cash. What else do we got going on here? If I didn't say so already, thank you so much for being here and for your time, attention, awareness, like, shares, and subscribes as well. We'll head on over to the Flipside if you're part of the Secreteur Society, or you want to visit us in Vimeo. The links will be below, and if I remember, in the comments. I'm so sorry. I do try. I get distracted. You know? Domestically distracted. Death. This is so beautiful. If you want to take in the artistry. I understand that's probably a gravestone of some sorts. But this conversation is very similar to this conversation. One's white, one's black. But this bone configuration, the skeleton and staples, can I put that together? Like maybe you've just got done some psychic surgery or some physical form of surgery or energetic, you know, closing things up as well. Replacing. I want to do that. Oh,
Scott.
it feels so lovely. Scott. Hi, Scott. So we've had Gregory, Martin, and Scott come
What do you
through.
want?
See, and I feel so again, my condolences if somebody has passed away and you're moving through an acute state of grief, or grief that just is, you're living with grief, right? And you are receiving love. You are receiving love. And there's that shadow aspect as well that's coming through with death. Man, that portal thing, that whole tablet thing is a portal. Whew. And I can like see it moving. It's kind of making me a little like... something about the letter C. And something about Cheerio. What is this little residue that didn't make it over here? Is it a boot or a shoe? What's going on in here?
Karma.
It looks like the nib of a pen. There's also an animal in here. I think it's a penguin. Because it doesn't have... Like, if I could, I would put like a... I think it's a penguin. If a penguin symbol means anything to you. When I go sideways view, first of all, I'm seeing a telephone. So definitely something in telepathy communication. But this way, it's like I'm seeing... I kind of want to call it a big hamster. It's something that can crawl up, no problem. Maybe a porcupine, but there's also a penguin there. There's another energy. It is not an earthly expression. There's the dog from Never Ending Story, the way I'm seeing it. I'm being carried by this porcupine up. It's like to go back to my nest. That makes me want to cry. I have no problem crying. I cry all the time on the channel, but being carried by another. So it's so sweet. Oh my goodness. But it's like I have to go around this portal. Like, you know, if you ever saw a bug or some sort of animal and you don't know why they take a certain path, and it looks like, you say, it's just a big open yard, and they do this. It looks like they're walking around something, even though for us there's nothing there. That's what this is like. It's very endearing. It's very, very endearing. Entanglement. This feels like this over here that was being kicked out. Okay, so something's been happening, old souls. Maybe you're sensing this on a personal level, collective level. I never really know. We zoom in and out. It's like a constant influx of... And I know I don't need to explain that to you. Through the eye of the needle of some sort of steering wheel as well. And there's a gauge. There's a gauge. If you're like on top of some sort of tower, on top of the tower, we'll call it, pick an Eiffel Tower, Statue of Liberty, anything tall. Why can't I remember the one here in Canada? The CN Tower. Anyway, and you would like look through one of those like thingamajoos. And that's in the Cave of Ice, and in the Cave of Winds is entanglement, because there's something in the mind. It feels almost like, okay, I'm going to go 2 rabbit holes. Thank you. 2 rabbit holes. One, it can feel parasitic. And you know how like if you have a parasite in your belly, I believe, maybe bloodstream, maybe bloodline, I don't know, but this feels like more of the subconscious space. So, and that's, again, I just feel like I'm running at a corner. And this could be a corner of the collective, knowing that this corner is really a pinnacle of sorts, but it's just like laid down. Somebody here, if not all of you as old souls, I'm so sorry I keep saying it because I can't seem to place it. And I don't need to have to worry about placing it. I know that. There's something about these tablets, or there's something about this invisible information, but this portal of sorts, and there's information being exchanged. Very specifically, and I think it's when I said it was like being like kicked out and sucked out by the cleaning, and it really felt like at the bottom of the feet, maybe if it's even like the base of the spine, and it's like switching this parasite to profound knowledge and moving the kundalini up and down, not just in one direction, but allowing it to be almost like the Ouroboros, like instead of eating itself, it is connected. The obstructed and the non-obstructed are connected, and it's in constant flow and fluidity. And maybe it's a perspective shift. In the Cave of Hearthfires is remembrance. Look at, like, there's that little portal thing again. It's there. It's massive. What is that I just saw?
Why?
And there's that like a drop of blood is like the drop in the ocean type thing, and contains so much information. Yeah, okay, so thank you. You know, I love me some Beetlejuice. You know, when they say draw a door in case of emergency, draw a door. That's what that feels like. I am seeing Dino from the Flintstones. Cave of Rivers. I'm seeing muscle arms. Muscle, like strong spiritual biceps. Cave of Rivers is awakening. I wonder if that's that bird that I saw as a penguin.
Turn it off.
it's like awakening to something. I feel like this is a button. And it's like this button of blood or something like that. It's also in this cup. Spiritual biceps, big old biceps. Okay, so there's like, obviously there's two. It's an Inkblot, and I was really focused on going in on one. It's like timelines. They look the same. It's kind of like that bad doodle here, but they're gonna lead. Something about tying a bow. So I think that says greed, but I read it as creed. Or maybe it says creed. Can we get another card on there just to help me out? Because apparently I can't read it. The sun. Here comes the sun. So some sort of a ecliptical energy in regards to the cave of earth, what's coming on earth, emerging, stepping forward, manifesting, being built. Maybe creed, a collective creed. What does creed mean? I only know the where the band name is coming through, and when you're too limited, it's like suddenly I have no idea how this word fits. And it's almost like by one dash, right? By one dash, creed. I guess it's 2 dashes, sorry. Okay, and see those 2 dashes that I just did to make it a G? Take that and then go back up here to this corner, Something about axes. Okay, let's add on a card to prepare us to go on over to the flip side. Yeah, the sun, or did you say sun? Kelpie, a warning 5. We'll grab 2 more. Thank you. That's what I was expecting. Regeneration with Hydra. And fear. Apuch. Okay, give me a moment. Do you know how the saying is? I'm not saying it whether it's truth or not. That those who have never broken bones in this lifetime, it's like you might have been gifted through some sort of bloodline genetics, spirit, strong skeleton, as your focus will be more emotional. I don't want to call it just turmoil, but emotional strength building. So maybe you can relate to that, or moving through certain fears.
Gemini.
So also with this fear card of Pooch, I see this as, don't mess with me because I'm aware of my shadow, or my shaman medicine worker I'm not saying it's within, but I don't need to explain it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like your shadow will stands behind you, and that sometimes, could you imagine going up to a person, and maybe you do because you see it, and they might have like this appears massive, or at least it energetically, and maybe they look a certain way. They're a shamanic elemental, or they are part of the shadow, or they are the Grim Reaper if it's like psychopomp style, and you're like talking like, oh hey Steph, and then you see like this creature behind me and you're like, but it's like a comrade. that's one rabbit hole. It's a comrade and I'm comfortable with it.
Back.
I will be, I have cultivated bravery in those yin-yangable aspects.
Undecided.
Flipside. Yes, Flipside. There's a, I'm gonna go, like I'm in this main here. From maybe 9, 10, 11 specifically, there was an entity entanglement. I don't know if this was handed off. Maybe this was, or it was able to grow into an entity by, like if you're like me, like poltergeist kind of stuff. But there might have been an entity or energy responsibilities placed upon you that just creates this. It feels like a punishment, almost like, if I could say dramatically, but perhaps very sentimentally, that existing is a punishment of some sort. Just, or by existing, being grounded. Were you ever grounded as a kid? Like being grounded. I was grounded all the time. Spicy. But there's something here about this. There's a regeneration through this state. And that comes in with the awakening and the remembrance. It's almost like that shield thing is that button. The staple. Oh, isn't that funny? Staples easy button. And it was a big red button. Pressing the easy button. Here's the thing. When I say that as well, as Steph, I think I'm pressing like the chicken door in a haunted house. Like chicken. And now, mind you, I would absolutely do that and have no bones about it. And I would push you all out of the way to get out. But I'm talking about this from like this inner space or whatever portal that I'm in. And I think if I press that easy button, it's too easy. Why is that easy button there? What really happened? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if I'm just being dumb and press the easy button. It's okay. You've done the work. You've continued to do the work, even to the degree of sometimes overdoing it or redoing it and regenerating over and over and over again. It's unnecessary. Press the easy button. And I can't even remember the staples, which is like a paper. Which is, I guess it's like a new way, like a light as a feather kind of tablet nowadays. You can write on the paper. And whatever their commercial was at that time, like they could do it for you. And maybe it kind of comes back to this. It's like if I'm stepping forward and I've got my hair, I'm also seeing a shrunken head here. So there could also be something in a past life that is in relating to the residue of the footprint. But it's only one footprint. It's only one. Yeah, okay. And before I go, it's up here. It's like these are those vipery snakes of sorts, which could have been the parasite from earlier in the entanglement, but it's like I entangled them. There's that big spirit again. Big spirit, big spirit. And I trained them. It's like that movie I've never seen, How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave it there. How to Train Your Dragon, like a timeline thing. Okay, I'm going to see you on the flip side. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Thank you so much for coming along with me. And again, all the links are below to help it grow. I adore you. I thank you. And I'll see you again soon, old souls. So much love.
Donate.
Thank you if you do donate.